And there it goes. Hello, everybody. Today is day 1.272. It is February 8th, 2018. And this is going to be voice number 2. Voice training number 2, I suppose. And this is my unaltered voice that I'm speaking with. And I just had a phone call. And I spoke with someone on the phone, and they said Mr. Parks, and it really pissed me off. Yeah, and we've said this before. I mean, people sound. I mean, as there are colors in the rainbow and drops of water in the ocean, there are a spectrum of voices. Okay. So, session number 2. And again, this is not an exercise in ego aggrandizement. I am just working on my voice. And as this is my blog, day-to-day progress, I hope. Anyway. So, I've got a good cup of coffee, warm beverage. Keep myself a little moist, voice moist. Got the old pitch gauge on my phone. It's a chromatic tuner on my phone. I'm watching that right now. And if I just talk normal, it would be so cool. I got to look to see if I can find one that just gives me an average. This one, it's so brief because my voice is going up and down somewhat. You know, if I just gave it a tone, and if I just said tone, it would come in at a C3. And I believe my normal voice, which is what I'm using right now, again, if I could just have an average, or if it would put the results in the middle of the phone, it likes to zoom in and up. Okay, so maybe we'll keep that from. Anyway, enough complaining. Okay, so yesterday I was trying to hit a D4, which was my old comfort area, and I think it's a little too high. So I'm really just happy. You see, it's this phone. It's scrolling down. This tuner is scrolling down, and I don't care about. Hell, I'm not going to talk in a C5. Okay, so all right, quit your complaining. Right. All right. So we're going to take a drink, and then we're going to go for a tone, and then we're going to go from there. Okay? And I might talk for a minute and do the reverse of what I did yesterday, and then I'll read from a book. Oh. Okay, this is a B3, which is where I want to be. So I'm just going to talk. And it'd be nice to have that like tone in your head, and then you could just roll with it. I do feel somewhat like my voice is a little bit tight, and that may be because of a lot of the stuff that I've been doing. So we'll kind of see. Voice sounds a little flat. So anyway, I'm going to just read. Well, I said I was going to talk though, didn't I? Let me do that first. Okay. So let me talk for just a sec. I'll just keep this in my hand. Okay, and we'll get another nice little wet your whistle. So what am I up to today? On my side, I got up early this morning at about 5:30. I guess I need to kind of focus too on what I say. Yesterday I was just rattling off the top of my head, but I really need to get into what your intonation is one thing, but also the words that you use, I suppose. But this is supposed to be kind of off the top of my head, so I'm only going to do this for about another minute, and then we'll come back to it. So I got up this morning, and I went and got what I needed to make another batch of vegetarian chili.
with no surprises, no salt, no extra salt, nothing added into it. And it is on the stove right now, and I am looking forward to having some because I ran out of chili 2 days ago, and I have been eating just salad and fruit. Okay, and the salad that I eat is more of a garden salad, so I mean it's not like it's rich. It's lettuce and maybe a tomato, maybe carrots. Whereas before, when I would do salads, I would make sure I had a little bit of kale or some nutrient dense things. Excuse me, I gotta adjust. Some nutrient dense things. Bear with. So that I would get stuff, and that's what the chili really is. It's this time I'm using spinach. Usually I use chard or kale or dandelion greens or mustard greens or collard greens for a lot of high iron. And it just takes a while to cook down, that's all. This takes a while to cook down. All right, so that's been my minute. And so that's kind of been free-form talking. And I will wet my whistle again. Excuse me. It's really kind of weird. Like, see, that gives me more flexibility. But after a while, I can feel the tension. And that's where it's closing up. So anyway, let me read this to you here. This is called A Witch and Her Broom. If you ask most people to describe their idea of the typical witch, they will probably mention a tall, pointy hat, long flowing robes or dark cape, a bubbling cauldron, a black cat or two, and a broom. Whether the witch in question is the Wicked Witch of the West, with her long crooked nose and green face, or the cheerful blonde Samantha from Bewitched, almost every one of them is shown with a broom. There is a reason for this. Brooms have been associated with witches and magic since the very beginning. Maybe this is because most early witches were women and brooms were a woman's tool. Maybe it is because there is something about the idea of flying that captures the imagination and excites the spirit. Either way, you will rarely see a picture of a Halloween witch without her faithful broom, and where would Harry Potter be without his Quidditch team, all of them zooming around on their brooms chasing the elusive snitch? Brooms and witches go together in fiction, but they also go together in fact. Okay, so that is my... hey, the bitch needs loving, okay? I need loving. I'm not going to criticize my dog for being a dog, okay? She has no clue it's a cat. Well, I guess she does have it's a cat. Maybe that's the attraction of it. I don't know. But anyway, so that's that. And really, I don't want to spend all my time doing this on the channel because I want to have the ability to do this throughout the day. And obviously I need to listen to it back with my headphones on because otherwise my ears are going to process and make the changes to appease my brain. And I don't want that. I want to hear what the sound sounds like on its own. Real brief, everything is kind of progressing one step at a time. Tomorrow I have some unfinished business to do. And then we're going to play D&D tomorrow night, and I'm a little bit worried because I have been, I say abusing my voice, but that's not it. I have been using and training my voice, and so my muscles are, my muscles are a little weak. And that's part of building up my stamina as well as finding a right place. And I'm still not convinced this is where I am, but I did think about this yesterday. Let me wet my whistle. You always want to wet your whistle, keep it moist. Okay. I don't like the idea, for me, I don't like the idea of saying I'm going to use my female voice, or I'm using my male voice, I'm using my new voice, I'm using my old voice. Um, I rather like to think that, and again, this is kind of off the top of my head, but I did think a little bit about it yesterday. This is my voice's home, okay? This is the home of my voice. This is where I am speaking out of. This is a place sacred to me, okay? This is a projection of myself, okay, which I'm developing, obviously. It's a work in progress, but this is where my voice's home is for the moment, okay? And maybe before, my voice's home was somewhere else. It might have been a little lower in my throat. As the column of air gets longer, it gets deeper. If you've ever taken a bottle and blown on it, a Coke bottle or whatnot, as you empty it, it gets deeper, right? You can do it with a 2-liter bottle. But what I'm saying is that this is the home, the new home, if you will, of my voice, and I am moving into that home. I am setting up shop, and hopefully this will get what is used to this B3. This is the home of my voice. This is my home that I'm speaking out of. And again, I think before I would say, oh, my male voice or my deeper voice, my lower register voice, and all those things are totally accurate. But again, I don't think when someone, here's my fear. Okay, we'll talk about Karen's fear. Here's my fear. Someone's going to say, your voice sounds so fake, or it's not right. And, it's one of those things. I'm exploring a new place, and yeah, it probably does sound very, very different, okay? But the more that I get into it, and the more that I explore it, and the more that I get accustomed to it, and the more that my throat, okay, allows me to be in this home, the more I will be able to go up and down a little bit more. My intonation, my inflection, my word choice. Hey, handsome. You coming in here? You're going to jump in front of the computer, I bet. Why don't I just pick you up? Look at this baby. Oh, he is adorable. No, he's not. He is a rascal. You are a rascal. You'd be a bad boy. If you were human, he would be a bad boy. He'd be like, gonna ride my bike. Okay, I'm gonna put you down. I know you don't like to be controlled. Who does? Ooh. No, you can't come over here. Go that way. Go that way and jump up if you want to. I know, you just want to be a nuisance. Poppycock, I tell you. Poppycock. Now I said cock. Anyway. Ooh. The recharge, I'm sorry. I got distracted by I love the cat. He was a rescue too. He was in it. Now he's gonna go potty. All right, we're gonna keep this under 15 minutes, so I guess I better sign off. But again, I want to close up on that idea because I'm afraid I can hear my mom and my mom when my mom came out. I guess it was about 6 months ago, and I kind of was talking this way for fun. It was something I enjoy. Even previously, I mean, I love communicating from this space. Okay, I love this home. It's where I want to be. And my mom said something like, well, you don't have to change your voice, and I was like, well, I know, but this is how the authentic me sounds, and obviously it's a lot of work. I mean, It's a lot of work and a lot of patience, but you have to train it. Again, like I said the other day, you got to train your muscles. And so, yeah, it's going to sound a little weird to begin with. And the other thing, I'm sorry, I'm going to go over, I apologize. When I was in my 20s, okay, when I was in my 20s and I transitioned the first time, okay, didn't work out. I had to detransition, etc., etc. That old chestnut. Someone had said to me that, they would mourn the loss of my voices because when I do D&D, when I run a D&D game, I like to use different voices if I can, okay? And I've definitely lost. The spectrum has narrowed a little bit, but, there is going to come a time I'm not going to go lower than this voice. And I got to work on that because I'm starting up a game right now and it's getting really good. But he said to me, I'm going to mourn those voices. And to a degree, that was something that what I'm wondering is, again, if I can shift from my old home to my new home and then do D&D and whatnot and still visit other places in my vocal repertoire, as it were, and come back to this as my new home, or come back to this as my home, my HQ, my base of ooh, did you hear me correct? My base of operations, okay? All right, so we'll keep it real short. Again, I don't want to burn out my voice today, but I'm just so happy, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. You never know what you're going to get to. All right, so for me signing off, I will wish everyone, let me do one more, just check real quick. That's an A3. Hello, 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 hello. I'm going to close my eyes so that I don't look at the scale. And if I had someone here that would tell me, okay, freeze it, need to pick a word, I'm going to just say one of the following words. Okay, that's an A3. I'll take it. All right. Till next time, goodbye. And as always, good luck in your journey, baby. You're doing good. You're doing